Above any matters of politics or what's right or wrong, the one thing I know for sure about America is this. It's run by mean girls. Mean girls in the press and in politics and in life. And when they smell blood in the water, the lust to finish off a vulnerable person will never be denied. Stop saying that Whoopi Goldberg getting yanked from The View right after she attacked me on The View is karma. There's no such thing as karma, sorry. Sorry, but life is random. The only word to describe it when a big game hunter gets trampled by an elephant and then eaten by lions is hilarious. You love to speak truth to power, and we always should, but you have completely lost the ability to speak truth to bullshit. People can't afford to indulge rich white people's need to endlessly flagellate themselves. They just want prices to go down and good jobs and the police when you call them.
Well, if he's right, then why didn't people vote for the former prosecutor who actually had policy plans to help the working class? I mean...
Bill Maher didn't just criticize Whoopi Goldberg, he eviscerated her credibility in a 12-minute monologue that left The View's audience gasping. During a fiery segment on Real Time, Maher dismantled Goldberg's defense of President Biden's Hunter pardon, calling it peak liberal hypocrisy. But this wasn't spontaneous rage. It was a calculated strike. Behind the scenes, sources claim ABC executives had warned Goldberg for weeks about Maher's growing frustration with The View's moral grandstanding. Insiders reveal Maher had privately labeled Goldberg's refusal to admit Biden lied as gaslighting America, a phrase he later weaponized on air. The clash exposed a years-long feud. Maher had reportedly clashed with Goldberg over her 2022 Holocaust remarks, which she dismissed as a misunderstanding, while he called it historical illiteracy. What pushed him over the edge? Leaked texts show Maher told friends, Whoopi's become the queen of double standards. She'd crucify Trump for pardoning his kids, but gives Biden a pass. The segment's viral clip, viewed 28 M times in 48 hours, sparked protests outside ABC studios, with critics accusing The View of scripted activism transition. But the real shocker wasn't Maher's rant. It was a secret weapon he'd been hiding. Days before the showdown, an anonymous View staffer leaked an internal memo titled Talking Points Hunter Biden Pardon, a document that read like a political campaign playbook. The memo instructed hosts to emphasize presidential precedent and avoid direct comparisons to Trump, while framing criticism as right-wing extremism. Maher's team obtained the memo through a whistleblower and weaponized it live on air. During his monologue, he flashed the document on screen, quipping, "Since when did The View become a Biden PR firm?" The leak triggered chaos at ABC. Producers allegedly threatened legal action against disloyal employees, while advertisers like Pfizer and Target demanded emergency meetings. The fallout was catastrophic. Ratings plummeted 18% overnight, and Cancel the View trended globally. But the memo's most damning detail, a bullet point urging hosts to leverage Goldberg's moral authority as a Black woman to deflect criticism. Maher seized on this, accusing ABC of exploiting race to shield corruption. The network's silence spoke volumes. No denial, just damage control. Transition Goldberg's meltdown, however, revealed far darker secrets. Goldberg's on-air defense of Biden's pardon, "It's a president's prerogative," ignited backlash. But her real unraveling happened off-camera. Sources reveal she stormed into ABC's executive suite post-show, screaming at CEO Bob Iger to ban Maher from HBO. When network heads refused, citing free speech principles, Goldberg threatened to quit, a bluff that spectacularly backfired. Execs reportedly began drafting a replacement shortlist featuring Chelsea Handler and Amber Ruffin, while staffers leaked details of her diva behavior to TMZ. The incident exposed Goldberg's eroding power in an era where audiences crave raw debate over rehearsed talking points. Behind the scenes, crew members describe her as paranoid, allegedly hiring a PR firm to scrub social media of criticism. The irony? Goldberg once championed accountability, but now faces accusations of hypocrisy. Even longtime co-host Joy Behar reportedly distanced herself, telling friends, Whoopi's lost the plot. The takeaway? In today's media landscape, moral posturing can't mask crumbling credibility. Transition, as Goldberg floundered. A viral clip exposed The View's rotting foundation. When radio host Charlamagne Tha God confronted Goldberg on air, he didn't just challenge her, he exposed The View's systemic bias. "You're mad at Biden for getting caught, not for doing it," he declared, referencing Hunter's laptop scandal. The exchange peaked when Charlamagne asked, Why can't Democrats admit they're wrong? A question that left Goldberg stammering for 22 seconds, edited out of replays. Behind the scenes, crew members say Goldberg ordered producers to trim the awkward pauses, but the unedited version racked up 12 million views on X, with users mocking her deflection tactics. Charlemagne's team later revealed he'd prepared for the interview by studying The View's trap questions, including Goldberg's tendency to interrupt guests who challenge her. The segment's aftermath was brutal. Black Twitter erupted with "Whoopi's the people," accusing her of selling out to protect Democratic elites. Even CNN's Don Lemon called the exchange a masterclass in media manipulation. The takeaway? The View's woke facade couldn't withstand basic accountability. Transition. Then came the twist that linked Hunter's scandal to a hip-hop star's legal nightmare. 5. The starter pistol theory that could have saved Rocky. Maher didn't stop at Goldberg. He connected Hunter's scandal to A$AP Rocky's gun trial, arguing both cases relied on shaky evidence and media bias. Rocky's lawyers claimed the weapon was a $25 starter pistol from Amazon, non-lethal, legal in California, a fact buried by prosecutors. Maher paralleled this to Hunter's tax charges, which hinged on selective receipts leaked by partisan actors. The comparison struck a nerve. Both cases involved powerful families, prosecutorial overreach, and a public hungry for drama over truth. Conspiracy forums erupted, with users noting Relly's financial ties to a Democratic PAC, a detail Rocky's team plans to introduce in appeals. Meanwhile, Hunter's legal team quietly scrubbed his Instagram, fearing Maher's critique would influence public opinion. And the deeper implication? Media outlets pick sides based on politics, not facts. As Maher quipped, if Rocky were a Republican, they'd call him a patriot. But since he's dating Rihanna, he's thug-adjacent. Transition, but the most brutal blow came from beyond the grave. Before her death, Barbara Walters allegedly warned producers that The View was becoming a caricature of itself. Leaked emails from 2019 show Walters criticizing Goldberg's shift from journalistic curiosity to ideological bulldozing, writing, "We used to ask questions, now we lecture." Maher resurrected these critiques, airing a 2012 clip of Walters advocating for diverse opinions, not just diverse faces. The segment humiliated Goldberg, who'd positioned herself as Walters' heir while gutting the show's original mission. Insiders say Walters' estate privately thanked Maher for honoring her legacy, deepening the rift between him and ABC. The fallout? 3 veteran producers quit, citing ethical rot, while guest bookings dropped 40%. The message was clear. The View had traded Walters' rigor for Goldberg's ratings stunts. Transition. As tensions peaked, Maher's past resurfaced, but not how critics planned. Opponents tried to cancel Maher by dredging up his 2003 racial slur controversy, where he joked about being a house Enin during a debate about privilege. But the tactic backfired spectacularly. Maher addressed it head-on. "I apologized. I evolved. Why can't The View?" A rebuttal that spotlighted Goldberg's own scandals. Fans noted her 2022 Holocaust remarks, "It wasn't about race," and 2020 defense of Roman Polanski, "Not rape went unpunished," while Maher faced consequences. The contrast was damning. Maher owned his mistakes, Goldberg weaponized victimhood, Black activists split, Cornel West praised Maher's growth, while Al Sharpton called him tone deaf. The takeaway? In cancel culture's era, accountability is selective. Transition. Then Trump's team saw blood in the water. Days after Ma's takedown, Trump's legal team reportedly began probing The View for defamatory statements against Melania Trump. Sources say Goldberg's past jabs at Melania, mocking her accent and intelligence, are now Exhibit A in a potential $500 M lawsuit. The threat sent ABC's lawyers scrambling to delete old episodes, while advertisers like Disney and Coca-Cola explored exit clauses. The irony? Goldberg once called Melania tone deaf, a phrase Trump's team claims is racially coded. The case could bankrupt The View's $200 M studio, with insiders admitting we're one lawsuit away from cancellation. Transition. Amid the chaos, Rihanna's silence screamed louder than words. While Goldberg fought Ma, Rihanna's team leaked details of her emotional spiral over Rocky's trial, a crisis The View allegedly mocked. Sources claim co-hosts joked about her stress-induced shopping sprees during commercial breaks, prompting Rihanna's lawyers to threaten a lawsuit. The revelation painted The View as bullies targeting women who defy woke narratives. Meanwhile, Ma praised Rihanna for keeping it real, contrasting her authenticity with Goldberg's performative activism. The subtext. Celebrities now view The View as toxic, a career graveyard. Transition. In the end, the casualty wasn't Whoopi, it was truth itself. Maher's clash with Goldberg symbolized a cultural collapse, the death of nuanced discourse. Experts cite The View's plummeting ratings, down 40% since 2020, as proof audiences reject all-or-nothing ideologies. Meanwhile, Maher's podcast downloads spiked 200%, suggesting hunger for messy truth over tidy lies. The final irony, Goldberg's on-air hug with Charlemagne meant to show unity, felt staged, cementing her reputation as a relic of performative TV. As media analyst Ben Shapiro noted, The View didn't adapt, it became the monster it swore to fight. Conclusion? Bill Maher's takedown didn't just humiliate Whoopi Goldberg, it exposed a media empire rotting from within. As The View scrambles to rebrand, one question lingers. Can any show survive in an era where audiences crave authenticity, but networks feed them scripted outrage? The answer might redefine not just TV, but democracy itself.